Are you joking?
I rotated it.
So now it's an M.
It's an M now.
I guess. It's a weird looking M.
Wait, do you guys say E because of Triple E?
No.
No, it's just
it's the Markiplier.
It's in the game.
Because we started saying it. Everyone started saying it at school, just like E, and I thought it was really funny. Like everyone in running club started saying it, and I was like, thought it was funny because everyone at home was doing it too. But they were saying it because of like Triple E, because it just gave me like a huge meme.
No,
it's just a meme.
E in itself is a meme.
Something encephalitis.
Sure.
No.
You know what? Yeah.
You like make
it's
your
that
brain
now.
swell up and die, and someone thought
It's
it was
that
just like
now.
harmless.
You know what? It's that now.
Encephalitis.
Cassie, you're overthinking the meme, man.
Yeah.
It's because I have
It's just
E.
the letter
It's because I have
E.
Triple E.
And that's because you're fucking smooth brain.
You know what? You're right. It's that now. We changed
It
it.
is.
You're like
Wow.
the feels bad man with the
It's
brain
official.
caved in. No.
They get really complicated. Some of these, like,
I've seen them. They're amazing.
they get good.
Bottomless pit. I saw one that had like a windmill and like water and like
Dude, I saw
trees and
one.
stuff.
I saw one. Oh, man. You know what we're talking about, Cassie?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
God. I should have invited Mike. He talked out to you. It'd be so much
okay.
fun. Oh, man.
Wait, isn't Mike the one you said he was authoritarian?
Yes. The monarchist strikes back.
Why?
The monarchist.
Why is he in a? I can't understand why, but
No, because he...
what led to it?
No, because he's like... I don't know, man. He's like, I want someone above the system to, like, act... Like I don't know how to explain. He's like, I want someone above the system to try to help, like, maintain the system. But I'm like, that's not how it works, Mike. You can't have someone above the system and still interact with the system because then he becomes a part of the system.
You are thus part of the system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And he's like, he'll be like, because he wants someone to be uncorrupted by money and anyone in the higher status, but at the same time, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, this sounds
Who
like
are you
God.
voting for?
That's
What?
not
No,
what my friends
No.
want.
no, I'm not.
No, not you. Her. No, it's not God.
But that's what he sounds like he wants.
my
No, he's not.
Someone
No.
who's above the system interact.
No, he
and
wants
is
a
not
dictator.
corrupt by
He wants
Yeah.
a dictator or like a monarch, someone like an absolute leader who has absolute power that is above the system. But at the same time, you can't have someone above the system.
You want a fascist? Is what you want.
That's what he wants.
Yes,
That's what
that's
he
what he
wants.
wants.
You want to feel good. You want to feel like the government's protecting.
I don't think he wants to be the one to be the guy, though. He
No,
just
no.
wants
No,
to be
of course not.
in the system
He
that
wants to
the
be the
guy
system.
controls.
Exactly. I don't know how. No, he wants to come on. I want him to come on one of these days.
All right. We'll have him come on with Dylan Straight.
Oh, that's
Or
not.
Dylan. I want to have a podcast where we have two pro-lifers, an SJW, and Dylan come on.
I know a polyamorous lesbian furry, if that counts.
Put her on too.
Yeah, we'll throw her
So
on.
if you told her you can't have an abortion, would she catch fire?
Yeah, she would explode.
Awesome.
Dude, Pirates for Life coming in too.
Like you ever see it's like the Smash Brothers bombs that just keep exploding.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like she would be one of those.
Dude, I'll invite the entirety of
imagine.
Pirates for Life.
Lauren's eyes light up a little bit.
See, you have to let her know that she will get mad.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sure. I'm not going to invite her
uncontrollably.
because she's my DM, and if I invite her to this, she will never ever host a D&D game for me ever
I
again.
invited you to this, and
You
you're
did.
arguing.
Yeah, I'm never hosting. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's my plan. I want to have just like this hilarious shit show.
That would be
Just-
That'd be funny.
It's
I
like-
want
like-
It's
see.
those things are never as fun as like somebody either really gets actually mad,
Yeah.
or
I get actually mad every time we have this podcast.
yeah, or they don't like interact in the way that you'd hope they would.
Yeah.
I just would feel like it would be an interesting place to put them in and just say like, let's talk, but like all the conversation topics sort of like dance
Poke
around
fun,
it,
yeah,
dance
poke
around
around.
it, but like, and like if they're gonna talk about it, what can I do? I didn't instigate this. I merely just put.
Let's talk about private prisons.
Yeah.
No.
I could have a candidate for that.
Oh no.
But also putting two.
Are you willing to make them not your friend anymore?
Oh no, they'll be fine.
This is
Okay.
like the Monopoly game.
But like putting.
Yeah.
No one's gonna enjoy each other's company afterwards.
Wait, but also putting two people in a like volatile situation. That's like, it's definitely your fault if something happens. Like.
I mean, have you ever seen the Eric Andre show?
Oh,
love
yeah.
it.
You know,
No, but I've heard
'cause-
about it.
Okay, so basically
amazing.
all he does is he puts people in
Uncomfortable.
like the most uncomfortable situations imaginable.
Like,
So like
willingly?
yes,
No,
like,
he
yeah.
tells
no,
them
like
volunteer.
he tells them that he's like, "Oh, I'm like a late night TV show host," and he has people come on, but his set is like falling apart. I'm pretty sure they like boil a squid under the stage so it smells horrible. They turn it up so it's really hot in there. And he does all these random bits where he like
He
breaks the set or like
He ate vomit
punches
in
an
one of his
intern.
guests in front of one
I've
of his
seen it.
guests.
But see,
yeah.
so they don't know that
They
they're
don't
being
know
put
what's
in a
gonna
weird
happen.
thing.
No.
No.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
then-
not really fair, is it?
No, of course
No,
not.
it's not.
That's funny.
It's on Comedy Central. It's not supposed to be.
Yeah, but like also, don't you have to get that person's permission before you put it on? Like, there's no way you can
Yeah.
do that live.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like, you would have to film it.
It's
and the
not
person
live.
would-
No, no,
Nothing
yeah.
happens to them though.
No,
Yeah.
it's almost always him hurting himself or other people.
Yeah.
Okay, I
They
guess
just
that's
have
okay.
to
I
sit
guess that's
and
okay.
Like,
Endure it and be awkward.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait, that's like, have you ever seen the show The Carbonaro Effect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
My dad
Yeah.
loves that show.
My dad was
It's
telling me about
really
one today
bad.
where they were like, it was like, he like hired a gardener to like do something in the garden, and there were all these little garden gnomes, right? And so they're digging in the garden, they find like a little gnome head and it has someone's name on the bottom, like Emma or something. And they're like, oh, that's so weird, like a gnome head, like a decapitated gnome, that's weird. So they throw it in the garbage can, they go back to digging, they find the same exact one again, it says Emma, and he's like, wait, are you sure it's not in the garbage can? So the guy goes and looks, and then he's like, it's not there, it must be the same one. And he starts freaking out, and he turns back around, and all the gnomes have moved in closer. He's like, fuck, we're surrounded by gnomes. Like shit like that.
Good lord.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But he
see,
always asks people before then he like, and also those are usually harmless. It's normally like, wow, that can't be possible. Like I could have sworn that didn't happen, or I could have sworn those gnomes are farther away, or stuff like that. Whereas this just seems like making the person uncomfortable to the point where they like break.
Yes.
Yes.
You've reached
that is
modern comedy.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't say anything though. Like if I were on that show, I'd just be sitting there and I'd be like,
but I wouldn't tell
well, this
you.
is weird.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens, and it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it would just be like, it's like setting it up so that it can be a complete train wreck, and then like
Seeing what happens.
the entertainment is in like watching things spiral out of control.
Is it like the entertainment is in watching him or watching the person's reaction? Because I feel like my
Both.
reaction would just be like me sitting there nodding, just being like, you need any help there? Like,
It's a little bit
I
of both.
feel like I wouldn't be funny
Yeah,
to watch.
Because it's like if it's like kind of dry, then out of nowhere he'll just pull out like this random thing. Like he said, like, "Hey, bring in that naked PA," and he like runs over and he punches this scrawny kid, and then he like goes and sits down again. And he's like, "Okay."
No, it's a great show though. It's
It's
actually
very well put together.
It's
Yeah,
so
because they
good.
edit it down so all of, like the uncomfortable
Yeah.
silences and the
Okay.
awkwardness is kind
So
of cut
like
out.
Yeah.
an hour becomes 5 minutes.
Like what is
Yeah.
what is the funny part of the person reaction though? Like what do they do that's funny? Do they
They try to leave, but they'll have like the doors like
Locked.
locked.
Or they watch him eat vomit and they just die.
Yeah,
They
they're
just
like,
like,
oh!
it's just like, and then like, but he's like over there like,
Wait, so
Yeah.
he's just making a fool out of himself in front of other
Yeah,
people. to
exactly.
get
Yeah.
attention.
yeah.
That seems like an insecurity thing to me.
Insecurity. But
No,
Yeah.
this man
No,
is
wait.
too comfortable in his
Yeah.
own
There's only security.
No, this man threw himself a quinceañera. He is
Yeah.
he is so secure in his own skin. Like
Yeah, this
No,
guy.
but like why is he doing all that? He needs the
'Cause
attention.
it's funny.
just for fun.
Yeah,
Like, just
funny.
for fun.
it's
But,
funny.
Yeah, dude, I had as much money and gave as much little shits as him. I would throw myself a quinceañera, without a doubt.
Okay, that's different. Quinceañera is like a party where you get to eat food.
No, but he wore a
party-
dress.
That's
You know, he
15.
wore a dress. He wore a dress. He came out in a dress. This is a 36-year-old man in a dress.
But if he wants
Eric
to do that,
Andre.
that's fine. But like posting, I don't know. I think it's strange.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No,
strange,
it's his
just
own
'cause
personality.
It's yeah. He's on Comedy Central. Like somebody
But, like,
thinks
I
he's
think it's
funny.
strange he has to like
Yeah.
eat
There's no
vomit to be
strangeness
like.
to
Yeah.
I think it's
yeah.
like he has to eat
I mean-
vomit to make people laugh. Like there are plenty of people in Comedy
No, no,
Central
it's
that
not
do a
like-
stand-up
no.
act.
Well,
not
no,
the
that's
big
not
deal
the
about
point of
that.
this
No.
show.
That's not the favorite.
You gotta watch the show.
You can't,
like,
it's hard to explain.
Hannibal
you have
Buress.
to see.
Yeah,
Hannibal
Hannibal Buress
Buress.
is on it.
Yeah,
and he's like the kind of second guy.
yeah. He's like, you know how like, I don't know, like Jimmy Fallon will have like the other guy on the other side of the room, and he'll be like,
sucks though.
yeah, but he'll just be like talking, like or like reacting or something. It's like that. But like Hannibal is just like they don't have like a podium for him or like a second camera, so he just kind of has to like awkwardly stand in the shot. It's very funny.
Yeah, that is strange. But wait, so these people he's getting on the show, have they not heard of the Eric Andre show?
Some of them.
Some of them.
Others
Some of them
have.
have. I think he had Jimmy Kimmel on.
Oh
one
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, he
And that
did.
time, his Jimmy Kimmel's son was interning at the Eric Andre show. So they got him to go under Jimmy Kimmel's seat and start like tickling his ball sack during the interview.
That was so funny.
It was so
Lord.
good.
So uncomfortable.
Monetizing molestation.
Yeah.
Wow.
For our amusement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never do something like that.
You
I
say
would
that
feel so
now.
uncomfortable.
But
Yeah.
no, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
It would,
No.
it would be like
Why
the
would I
whole,
willingly place myself in an uncomfortable
Because it's an
situation?
experience.
Because it's funny.
I take
it's
no.
funny. Like
That
no
was
one's
like-
in danger, you know.
It's not like I'm like throwing knives at you, Cassie. Like it's fun.
I know, but like, I don't know. It's bad enough when I go and I do something embarrassing and make a fool of myself and like no one's recording it. You know, like why would I?
Yeah. But in this,
For-
you're supposed to make a fool of yourself.
It's just for
You can be
prosperity.
like, yeah, you know what?
Those
it
are
was
the
for
shaming
show.
what happens on the late night show like Eric Andre. Like it's fine.
Well, yeah, I think it would be different if I were Eric Andre and I were like willingly like, okay, I'm about to embarrass myself. Let's go do this. But if I were the audience member and like shit was being done to me, I would be like uncomfortable. I'd be like,
Well, then you're not embarrassed because it's being done to you. It's an uncomfortable situation,
but,
and
like,
it's not
why
something
would
you
you?
did.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be as funny if he was just doing it just because. Like the fact that he sets it up as a late night talk show and he has this guest on, it just makes it so much funnier because he's like obviously doing this just to irritate them.
Yeah.
yeah,
like-
and I wouldn't want to. If I'm making people laugh, I would want to be actually doing something funny. Like I would actually want it to be like, oh wow.
But he's
Like-
not making them laugh.
It's
I would, want
situational
someone,
comedy.
I would want to be in a more respected position than either eating my own vomit or getting made uncomfortable for people's entertainment, you know?
Why?
Like because it's like I would have more control over the situation. Like if I'm
mean,
actually up there
that's-
doing like stand-up comedy
yeah.
or something, I would much rather do that and have people laugh at me because
Yes.
I'm intentionally putting myself
Grab
out
us a
there to
water,
make a
please.
joke.
That's a you
No.
thing.
That's a
Yeah,
me thing. Is that a
Okay, Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
You would have to
I said
get
funny.
us
worse than a
anyway.
boomer.
Ooh,
This is
oh.
this is a bit more sound opinion than I think we're supposed to be. No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
I
it's-
find it funny.
I would be. It would be very funny if I had a bunch of people who are in on the joke and started doing weird random things. Like everyone in the cast and crew knew except for the guest. So everyone else was able to just kind of act around it. And like
But would you want to be the guest? Like that's what I'm getting at. Like who would ever like I guess if you're going on the show and you know, okay, this is about to be a weird thing, like I'm ready for whatever hits me and like I'm gonna be uncomfortable, but like I'm ready for like I feel like that's different than just going on the show and being like imagine getting some like I'm picturing like someone who doesn't know this show, like maybe some like 6-year-old, like 7-year-old like grandma who's like, oh, this nice young man asked me to come on his talk show.
But it's not young.
Like I
Yeah,
No.
it's generally not grandmas.
Yeah, it's
like what is the genre? Who is he targeting?
semi-famous
Like,
people?
Oh, famous people.
it's like
Well,
B
yeah.
and C list
Yeah.
people.
So,
Okay,
like,
famous people, that's a little different
Instagram
because they're already out there.
celebrities.
Yeah.
They're already in the
And,
public
like-
domain.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
Yes.
Anonymity has been compromised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know. That's my
Yeah.
take on it. I think I need water, but
Show him the bathroom. Did he find it?
He found the
Is he okay?
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah.
What a good lad.
anyway.
You put too much thought into the Eric Andre show, Cassie. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
Well,
supposed
no,
to be
I've
a
never
You're
seen
overthinking it.
You
But it's
are.
Just watch
Interesting.
it.
Yeah, you just watch it. You'll change
Okay,
your.
I'll
Because
watch
it feels
change your
it feels
tune.
like I'm explaining the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Like-
are. You're killing the joke.
Maybe I just don't think it's funny. I don't
It's
know.
explaining the joke.
But it's different watching it versus being the person. Like maybe I think
Yeah.
it was. It's like those videos you watch where someone like gets hit uncomfortably in the balls and you laugh, but you're like, God, I don't want that to be me,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
No, see, I
Basically.
wouldn't want to be on the Eric Andre show because I understand the joke and I wouldn't want to like ruin it for them.
Oh no, I
'Cause,
just
like,
wouldn't
they
want to
would've-
be on it because it'd be really weird.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I was saying,
I enjoy
Kevin.
watching it, like from the audience.
Yeah, I'd like to be in the audience. Even I don't think they do a live studio.
Yeah, but
No,
you wouldn't want to be the
no.
guest, right? That's what I was saying.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
a good guest
No, because I didn't
because
enjoy it.
I know I know the show.
I know the show,
and I
and the thing is,
understand
I found a way to
the
enjoy
joke. I understand the jokes
Yeah.
that they're.
Well, that's not what I meant. Like, if you knew the show, I'm just saying, like, if I was an unwilling participant and like, or like I was a willing participant, but I didn't know it was about to be like really fucking weird, you know?
I think it'd be funny.
If you
It
didn't
is
know,
funny.
Maybe we have different
Yes.
senses of
If you-
humor. Next topic.
You just have to
What is a
understand.
good sense of humor?
You just have to like understand.
I
You
don't
have to
but
know.
like
also
be
people
there.
have different senses of humor, and some people might be like, "Oh, this is fuck." Because the same thing with the carbonara effects. Like some people who does it to are like, "Oh my god, that was so funny! You totally had me fooled," and other people are like, "I'm angry," and like those
Yeah,
people like
Yeah. Well,
a lot of times.
that's the risk you take. Can you sit, please?
Chasm, why are you doing fitness?
I'm waiting for this topic to end.
Okay, you said just a new one.
No, but this is, I promise you, if we got 2 pro-life people and then like 2 like pro-choice people and like
A monarchist.
no, get out of here, get out of here with your
Good luck finding a monarchist in
That's
2019.
I have one. I know one.
You know a monarch.
That's the kid I was talking about.
Good lord.
The authoritarian guy.
yeah, but I feel like if you got like if you could like with the right starting conditions, it's very easy for things to like just snowball.
I think that's something that's gonna be really difficult for you to pull off, and like this sort of leads into something I was interested in talking about with you guys. Have you heard of like cancel culture?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Cancel
that was something
culture
I wanted
like just doesn't exist.
What do you mean it doesn't exist?
Like
Kevin?
people,
Give
yeah.
me your hot take.
Hot take.
Here it
Like
comes.
the hot take.
Wow.
You know
Fireball
how like
take.
Kevin.
Don't just say hot take. You have to say something hot. with it.
Okay, you know how like
Fireball
Kevin
take.
Hart has been canceled and all that drama with him not hosting whatever award show he was supposed to.
Does anyone care?
Yeah, no one cares now. He wasn't canceled. He's in
Wait,
another movie.
I'm not
the
talking-
Jumanji 2 is coming out.
That's
and
different though.
Wait, I'm not
Jumanji
talking.
2 was like already done by the time that happened, though. Like they were already in post at that point.
Yeah,
But he was canceled. He wasn't on the award show.
For a bit, he was.
yeah.
Cancellation, I think the idea is that once you do one thing, boom, you're done for a set period of time.
It hits
and then,
you.
yeah.
Also, I think it's-
Yeah,
Canceled.
but then
Depends
it's
on
not a
pause.
canceled. Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
it's-
pause.
I think it's less
It's
with-
more of a pause.
It's like a
culture than
suspension.
cancel
It's
culture. Yeah,
suspension
No,
culture.
but it
exactly.
depends though, because some people's lives have been like effectively
Ruined.
canceled and ruined by this culture.
Also, why is that a good thing? Okay, also a lot of
Wait,
times.
it's a good thing when it happens because people like.
Well, sometimes.
No,
No,
depends.
what?
You should have your
Sometimes-
depends.
sometimes
what
it's
about that,
good.
wait, sorry. What about the lady made the like Africa joke? Like, oh, I'm hoping I get AIDS. Like that was a shitty joke, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't even like a funny joke. Like if
Exactly.
it was like a funny age
But the thing is,
joke.
like, but she got fired. She has PTSD now. She can't leave. She couldn't leave her house for a couple of years because people like harassed her so much about it, and that shouldn't happen.
And it's like, we're all-
is that a good thing?
the lady, she made a news
Wait,
she
yeah.
reporter. She made a
She
joke
was, like,
about
a reporter or
hoping not to
something.
get AIDS.
Oh,
she's like, haha, going to Africa.
That's
Hope I don't
tick.
get AIDS.
wow.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, that was not funny.
Yeah.
But a whole bunch of like
Twitter brigaders.
like Twitter, like woke Twitter people and people who are ashamed to be white got
Nice.
on her case about it, and we're like, and it's like, it's not like she said it and like everyone took it all at once. It was like for months people were finding out about this, and so like each time it hit like a new group of people, it was just like a massive dog pile that just kept going.
Yeah.
And so naturally, the news station she was at was like, they were like, "Bruh, we can't,
Get the fuck out.
we can't, like that's not a good look. Like we
Yeah.
can't have you around." So they fired her, and the social media brigade just kept happening
Nice.
on
Yeah,
like
I mean,
an
it's not nice,
ongoing
but-
basis. So she got, even after she apologized, she's
Yeah.
like, "No, you can't be mean to black people. It's no."
But like my thing about cancel culture is like I read an article about it that was like to just talking about it like in everyday life. Like, oh, someone has a different opinion than you and you don't agree with them, so you just ignore them instead of trying to talk to them like an educated
I think the
person.
problem is it's more
like I feel like
echo-chambery.
that's. Yeah, it's not echo. It's echo chamber. It's like, oh, that person has a different opinion. I'm gonna ignore them. Oh, that person has the same opinion. I'm gonna stick with them. And it's
Yeah.
like instead of maybe interacting with people of different opinions, it's like you're just forming these little pods of people that all have this shared opinions.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
They're all
I mean,
really
which is
angry.
dangerous.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
of them are
All
really angry.
really angry.
Yeah, oh my
Well,
god!
'cause
Like
then
look
you're
at like
not-
Reddit, like just like
Oh,
all
God, I
like
don't
all
want
social
to.
media, all like social media platforms. It just happens because people congregate together. Like-minded people congregate together, and they impose like a false enemy, and anyone else doesn't have that same opinion.
But like if you just shut out someone who has a different opinion, like you should first of all you should listen to them because even if you're not gonna agree with them, even if you're set in your opinion, you should listen to them because you should at least know what they think and know how they think.
That doesn't. You're thinking about it too rationally.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
large scale people are not
No,
rational.
like
I
if
can't
someone
imagine- I
says
can't
that
imagine-
cancer doesn't exist and wants to be like, nope, cancer doesn't exist. I'm not going to listen to you. Don't listen to their argument. You know cancer exists.
Yeah, you
don't
can-
give them a
Kevin,
platform.
you can choose not to listen to their argument, but are you just gonna be like? I mean, I guess it's different if you like just met the person and then you're like, well, I guess I don't want to spend time with someone who doesn't think cancer exists. You know?
I mean, that's how I feel about people who believe vaccines work.
Hey, vaccines are bad.
Bruh.
Mercury.
That's what I said. I am agreeing with you.
No, but like there's stuff that people say that it's like, why are you trying to debate them when they're clearly wrong?
Let's go to a flat Earth
They're
convention.
the
Yeah.
people who like go for the nuclear option immediately. Like instead of trying to like even getting into an argument with someone before cutting them out is better than just cutting them out
Yeah,
straight
exactly.
away.
That's what I feel like, and I feel like a lot of people are just like
Oh, she has a nice
Yeah.
Asian jacket.
making
No,
judgments,
like-
especially kids, like college kids. Like college kids are fucking dumb. Like they don't know anything. Like my opinion on
Bullshit.
things, I guarantee.
I'm the smartest man alive.
Okay,
20 intelligence. He's rocking it.
you got me.
He's got that.
Anyway.
Look at that big
intelligence.
forehead. Has a big brain behind it.
But like I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of college kids maybe have opinions that are subject to change. Like I know people who used to be more conservative in high school who are now more liberal, and or who are more liberal in high school are now more conservative, and so like it goes both ways, and people change, and
Or
like
to get
so I
reaffirmed in
feel
their
like,
beliefs.
No,
Yeah.
so I feel like if someone, or maybe people who are like more liberal or more Republican who are now more in the middle, so but like if you judge them and you just like shut them out or got rid of someone because they said an opinion you didn't agree with, like that's kind of
Okay.
like,
So
especially because people can change. Also,
let me argue a counterpoint to this. Devil's advocate here.
yeah, go for it.
It's not going to be a super hot take. Some places, specifically on the internet, because you're allowed to have these types of discussions, they serve as more of an entryway to opinions that are
Bad.
Yeah.
that are toxic. Things like the alt-right.
Yeah.
Things like, I don't know, I'm trying to come up with a thing on the left, but I'm not familiar with politics enough to,
R/politics.
Exactly, r/politics.
Yeah, like saying r/politics is good.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good place
It's-
for
it's a-
civilized, unbiased discussion.
Banned. No, like things like that. You the problem with social media is it gives
Everyone.
everyone an opinion and it drowns out anyone who.
I think that doesn't even drown out. I think people think that since everyone now has a voice, they, as I said, they congregate together. They form one super voice that is super retarded.
It's a super dumb voice.
Exactly, and we society can't cope with that because we listen to whoever screams the loudest and who
Yeah,
makes the
we do.
loudest voice.
Yeah, also it takes away, I notice it takes away any like credibility. Like if you can speak like you know what you're talking about, and it's so much easier to do that on the internet and like get your voice out there.
true.
No, to be right, but I think we as a society on a large scale are becoming more and more illiterate. In the sense that like,
I don't know what that word means. I'm sorry.
but like,
Too many syllables.
just like people don't like they read a headline
Yeah.
and they don't actually like read what's in the article,
That
or they
pisses me
Yeah.
off to no end.
and then they like
No, it makes sense to do that.
no, it doesn't.
No, it's because they're lazy. It's like
not because you don't get the context on the situation.
It
That's how you
used to
think.
make sense to do it because at one point you could condense down the information using the headline.
Yeah.
Now people are trying to sell you on clicking the link.
Yeah.
So the headline
Yeah.
is angry. The headline
Yeah, but
is
also if you just read the headline, then you're not
But
giving
you-
into them by clicking their link
but
to
you
read
think
more.
you get the
That's a fair
story and you
point.
don't, and then you don't have context, then you form an opinion based on that, and then you go on
Or
the
the-
website, you type your little angry opinion, and then a bunch of other angry little people respond, and you
Or
have
they,
this big
yeah.
like,
or they said because I know students so like they retract some news that they published earlier. You don't hear about that retraction as prominently as you do as about like the first like expose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That is true.
Yeah, we're all fucked. I think social media in general is going to go the way of the Manhattan Project in terms of things that were probably a mistake.
really?
No,
That's a
yeah,
pretty
God,
hot
yeah.
take.
Yeah,
That's a
no.
pretty
Dude.
nuclear take.
No, no,
Thermonuclear
That's not even that hot of a
No,
take.
no,
I
no,
think
no,
it's-
I think it's right because like what's happening like propaganda
This is too real of a dicks.
because it's
Come.
Nuts.
balls.
All right.
I'm not
We're
okay
good,
with
we're
that.
good,
This
we're
is
good.
real of a conversation.
Okay, we're good.
But
We're
like
good.
I think it makes sense.
No,
No,
it
but
does.
it makes sense.
Because
I
like
hope it does.
what can you do? Because like everyone now has a voice. We can now shout at each other from across the globe.
But people have a voice, but then they like, I feel like everyone's like, wow, I'm on the internet now. I can be validated. So they like putting, I feel like people are more about reading other things that support their own views rather than like for example, Kevin and I were talking about global warming over the summer, and Kevin sent me some really
Not
interesting
real.
articles about it. And I was like, I
What are you
didn't
doing
know
with
a
your
lot
hands?
about it, and I don't know, like it was interesting to me to read this this information that I didn't really know a lot about, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's like changing my view of like the environment and like sustainability.
And I
And, like-
hate it more than ever. Death to the
The
green.
term you're looking
Same
for
time,
is
No,
climate
but at the same
change.
time, I feel like
Death
nowadays
to
people
tree
will do that. They're
huggers.
like, I have my opinion and I'm gonna stick with it, and like.
The thing is, like, realistically, no one wants to say they're wrong or like have their worldview be shattered, right?
Yeah.
People are comforted by their own
It's
beliefs.
not a
and their,
worldview. I didn't tell you that we live in a bubble. Like,
No. Someone just
But
saying.
we
No,
do.
that's what I'm saying, though. But we do. But like the thing is, people are comforted by their beliefs and their security within those beliefs on a large scale, and everyone is. And to say that that's wrong, their beliefs are wrong, that's hard to swallow, and that's why they'd rather just stick with their opinions, no matter how wrong they'd be, because that's how we are. We take comfort in our beliefs.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
like there was
I don't know, yeah.
that's like an actual human thing. Like there were these people and they were in a cult that believed
There were
that-
these people, and they were in a cult. Quote. And
yeah, and they
it's
their
us.
cult
It's the
leader,
Inhuman podcast.
yeah, and they believed that the world was gonna end on like May 23rd or some date. Yeah, and
I watched
so,
this internet historian video.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good Paulie.
Yeah, no, and then there was this one scientist who was like, wait, this could be a really good thing to look at to see, like, when the Earth is definitely not going to end on that date. What are they going to do about it? And so many people sold all their possessions and waited in their bunker or whatever for the day, and the day passed, and then the guy who was the head of the cult, he's like, oh shit, it didn't do it.
Yeah,
so,
What the
like,
fuck, God?
Yeah, so he's like, yo,
Bamboozled.
guys, actually, I misread it. It's actually 2 months from now.
Oh, God.
And the amount of people who, with new information that the world was going to end and, it didn't, now trusting this guy again was, like, increased by an absurd amount. And they were trying even harder to get more people roped into it.
Wait, people still believed him?
People still believed him and
Yeah.
believed him more, even though
course
he
they
got a
did.
false
Because
thing.
they didn't want to
they-
think they were wrong.
Exactly,
They were
yeah.
comforted by the
That's-
beliefs.
Yeah, no,
You have
it's
to-
been, like, scientifically documented that's
But-
just how humans
They
work.
would sooner die than be wrong.
But what about
Yeah.
questions?
Yeah.
But like,
Exactly.
how does that play out with questions that don't necessarily have a right or wrong answer? So, like for example, the death penalty. Some people are for it. Some people are against
But
it.
the thing is, every question
I
has a
agree
right
with-
or wrong
but, like,
answer if you
every
stay
single
firm to your
time you're
beliefs.
wrong,
Exactly.
so-
As long as there's always a right or wrong answer to every single question. Most questions.
Most questions.
99% of the questions, right?
No, but like for example, something like the death penalty. Like
That's
feel
either
There's a right answer.
like-
There's a right
yeah.
answer. It's a yes or a no to most people, right? It's a yes or no in that situation.
yes, but that can change based on information. So
But the
like,
thing is, they won't change.
Yeah.
no, they can change.
They
Have you
won't.
met, how many people have you met that have actually changed their genuine opinion on death penalty?
I changed my opinion on the death penalty after I took a class on it.
Okay,
'Cause
well,
I didn't-
how many other people who have not
You
taken
sat
You go to
through
an
an
Ivy
entire
League school.
You sat through an entire semester of death penalty talk.
No wonder.
That sounds horrendous.
It was really
That sounds like the worst thing
Death
ever.
penalty.
No,
me.
it was so interesting.
Kill me.
It was really interesting to learn about like the the changes in the legislature, and also like they taught because the two professors that taught it were death penalty lawyers, and they talked about their actual clients. And there was a woman who came in who had been on death row for 24 years.
So I want to know.
was interesting.
How are they teaching in New York? I don't think New York doesn't even support the death penalty. So how do they even get jobs?
Oh, they're anti-death penalty lawyers. Their clients are defendants.
Oh, I was
They
gonna
defend
say
them.
like, how are you gonna get work
Yeah,
putting
no.
people on death row?
No,
It's
no.
like-
Doesn't death row still exist? Except
only in, like,
in select states.
only in
They do
like
it-
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And
No, they do it by
Montana.
state now.
But what I'm
It's fine.
yeah,
It's
what
fine.
what I thought from watching like 21 seasons of Law and Order SVU is that
Yes, the best Law and Order.
it is
Great taste.
That's not even
Superb.
that's a cold cut, dude.
Well, no, NCIS also good.
not even a Law and Order show.
Same
also
vein.
good, also good.
But I think it's the same, close in the same vein.
Anyway, from what I've learned watching that was that there exists still in New York a death row, but like nobody's getting executed.
Yeah, like death row. If you get sentenced to death, it takes a very long time because there's appeals, and then it goes to the Supreme Court, and then it gets rejected again. And then you do a habeas corpus, and there's after the initial trial where you get sentenced to death, there's 8 more trials that you go through before you actually go to the chair, or whatever it is, the injection.
Maybe just
Yeah.
strap him to the chair.
Yeah, just put him in a
No,
dark room with
but
the
if-
chair, and just that's it. Just
No, but,
leave
like,
him there.
we
Leave
had
them
a-
in like a pit of sand.
We had a woman come in and speak who was on death row for 23, 24 years. She went in 1991, or no, 1989, and came out in 2013. My math is probably wrong, but that's about 24 years. And she went through multiple appeals and trials and failures, and then finally it was like I said, there were 8 more after the initial one. On the 7th one, they overturned her case based on a misconduct of a police officer at the time. Basically,
She committed the triple
Basically-
rape and murder, of course.
no, her son was kidnapped and murdered, and
Oh,
they
God.
arrested her. She didn't know what happened. She was freaking out for 24 hours because, or it
24
was
years.
36 hours. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but her son went with sort of a family friend to a mall, and then he called her and was like, your son is missing. I don't know where he went. And we went to the bathroom, and then he was suddenly gone. So she's freaking out, doesn't know where she is, or doesn't know where he is. She's panicking. She doesn't sleep. 36 hours later, they call her to the police station. They take her into the room. The police officer talks to her for a little bit. She's like, where's my son? Where's my son? He's just asking her a bunch of questions. And then at the end, he takes her out of the room, and he takes her in the car. He's like, don't talk to anyone. We're going to go somewhere now. He takes her to a different place, or handcuffs her, and goes, okay, you're under arrest for the murder of your son. And she's freaking out because she just found out he's dead. And then apparently the police officer told the judge during the trial that she had confessed in that room, but she didn't. So super misconduct, and it turns out it was a dirty cop, but it took them 24 years to figure that out. And then they brought in a bunch of other people who had worked with him, and it just took a really long time.
Oh, God.
But she was on death row for 24 years. Yeah, she actually was in solitary confinement. She lived in a cell by herself, didn't talk to people. She like didn't learn. She was like talking to us like it was like jarring to see that. And like before I had kind of been neutral, sort of like I guess like death penalty is probably good. Like why do we want like bad people out? And now like I'm kind of like I don't know.
We should use quicksand for the death penalty. Like if you
I
can
think
get out of the quicksand pit.
You're in.
Wait,
You're
wait,
good.
actually,
good.
No,
wait,
you-
actually, my cousin.
That's fine. It's like a
lives in France.
meritocracy. Meritocracy death row. If you can get out of the death row quicksand.
But there's cobras in the quicksand.
guys.
Yeah, and,
Wait,
it-
guys,
and a pointy and a like one like a few needles. Are in there
No,
also,
one
so it's
semi-sharp
AIDS
knife.
needles.
Yeah,
needles.
AIDS needles. There's like
Yeah.
AIDS needles
Oh
in
my
there.
goodness! I was working at the pharmacy, right? And some absolute piece of shit
Oh, no.
goes in the bathroom, uses his heroin, and then throws the needle on the ground in the parking lot. Like,
Oh,
what an
God.
absolute loser!
Heroin.
Heroin.
Addict.
Heroin
Wait,
addict.
speaking of quicksand, my cousin in France was telling
Before
me
we
that
hold on, before we get off, before we totally get off the subject,
there's
I
never
gotta
a
plug.
subject, Scott. There's never.
Jim
a...
Can't Swim on YouTube. He does videos looking at police interrogations and the dirty tricks they pull.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it was like.
It's my YouTube channel. No,
I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say like, oh, it's just him reacting to videos of people trying to escape quicksand.
No,
I was like,
no.
dope.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
it would have been amazing. Anyway, back to the quicksand stuff.
You can't actually escape quicksand. Well, you can.
No, my
but-
cousin,
It's hard.
my cousin in France. I don't know what the fuck they do in France, but she's like, yeah. In my
Quicksand.
gym class, we learned how to get out of quicksand. And no, they went on a field trip to like Normandy or something. I don't know, because that's what they do.
Never-
Like
what
I'm not
happened in
kidding.
Normandy.
She goes to all these field trips that are like places, like important places in World War II, and she's like, yeah, we just like get visited for the day. And I'm like,
You listen to the
perks of, like,
New
being
Jersey water
educated in
treatment
Europe.
facility, so
Yeah.
I think we're the real winners.
oh yeah.
Yeah, we get to
remember
see
that.
how water happens.
We had a combined heat and power plant, and that was it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Exciting. Wow, industrial age. Anyway, she said they learned how to get out of quicksand. And she's like, yeah, I was freaking out because I was in the quicksand and I felt myself sinking and I started panicking. And suddenly the instructor's like, don't struggle. That's not how you get out. She's like, you sort of have to like,
Can you say it with a
You're
French
calling her
accent?
back.
I need to work on it. I've been imitating Frenchie from the boys. I'm getting better at it. I have to, I can't do it. I can't do it right now because I'm sick. But
No, that was gonna get like Russian.
That
That was gonna get Russian.
Yeah,
No,
what-
that's Russian.
I felt the Russian tongue.
what does he say?
I was about to pull out my
Mon
papers.
car.
Yes, I am.
Mon car. Yeah, that's what he says. But I can't. I'm trying to think of something he says. All the things he says would give away parts of the show.
What
So,
happened? Did she die?
no, she got out.
Not
You wish
bad
it.
story.
No.
Sorry, what were you
I
saying
She was
about?
get murdered at the
What were
end.
you saying about the police interrogations?
Oh, Jim Can't Swim is a YouTube channel that goes over them and like shows like how police tell if somebody's lying to them, or like go through like the tactics you would need if you were being interrogated by the police to like get one over on them. And
Yeah.
basically it's like ask for a lawyer fucking immediately and don't say yes or don't say anything aside from yes, no, or I don't want to answer.
Yeah, because a lot of times in another class I took, they talked about this. Like, there are certain things that you can say that can either like induce false memories or they will take as a confession you don't know. So if they say something like, well, isn't it likely that, you know, if you were angry at your wife, like you would have killed her, and you could say like, well, it's likely, but like I would never do that. And they'll take the well, it's likely and be like confession.
Yeah.
And also once like you tell a jury, like this person confessed, even if you explain and you're like, well, I said yes to a hypothetical, but then I told them I would never do that. Like once the jury has heard that like you confessed, they're kind of like, you can't change their mind, even if you tell them it was a false like thing. Which sucks because then it's like ordinary people don't know these things. Although they've tried, they're not supposed to do that.
No, of course not.
Nah, but they do.
They're not supposed to shoot people in the street, but they
Yeah.
do it.
I mean, they're black people, so like.
You're not baiting me into this. I have a comment I'm not going to make.
I like black people. Black people are my friends. Every black person I've ever met, I've liked.
I've met none of them.
I trust
that
them
I like, and I've
implicitly.
met myself.
I
Wait,
trust
remember
them
that
more
one
than
time,
family
Kat?
members. I trust them more than my friends. I trust black people, especially black police
I
officers.
feel like Chasm has the every time I talk to Chasm, he has
I can
something
hear
nice
you
to say.
like forcing a smile through the mic.
Someone should make that into like a copy pasta.
Emoji pasta.
Yeah.
Ew.
Emoji
Ooh,
pasta.
what's this? No.
Oh god, emoji pastas are the worst.
Isn't it like the ones that David sends every holiday?
yeah.
Everyone
Yo.
needs at some point to be exposed to the Cummies one.
That
And
way,
if you haven't been exposed to the Cummies one, you don't know.
okay, the last thing you said.
Oh, the cum box.
Not even the cum box one. The cum box one's not even like an emoji pasta.
No, not about the actual 4chan. Like
Yeah,
legit
no, I've
cum
seen the
box.
cum box.
Oh, cum box.
The Cummies one?
Ooh.
Google Cummies for me.
Please don't.
What's that?
Oh
That's not
no,
gonna
no,
help.
I know what it is. I know what
One
it
coming,
is.
two. Okay.
Yeah. No, I know a version of it that's.
Kevin's like, I can recite it from memory.
No, I know a version of it that was changed in order to
have it
fit
tattooed on
fantasy
my arm.
football.
Oh God.
Yeah, there's.
Kevin,
there's
that's the most niche thing I've ever heard.
No, changing emoji pastas to fit every situation is exactly what you're supposed to do on the
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah, but it's about
But
Josh
fantasy
Gordon.
football.
Yeah, Jesus.
No, Josh
We're
Gordon.
nerds here. Come on.
Yeah, Josh
I'm
Gordon
not a
is a
nerd.
meme.
I'm an alpha Chad with a 4-foot cock.
No, don't commit suicide. You're so sexy.
Man, that sucks about your dog, but do you still want to come over or not?
You're kind of
No,
harsh
Kevin,
on the
throw the
vibe.
give me the tongue. Give me the tongue.
Bro,
action. Oh
bro,
yeah.
Sexy.
Bro,
What's your
sorry to
Tik-
hear
what's your
about your
TikTok?
grandma.
Oh, my TikTok
Anyway, what
handle?
you doing later?
I'm sorry your dad died, but what the fuck?
Are there actually people out there that?
Yes.
Of course there are.
Those are based on real text messages sent between two people.
I feel
Yeah.
like you can't be that insensitive unless you're like
No.
a specific
No,
person.
people are insensitive.
Surprised.
It's a type.
Never underestimate horny. Just in general.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
come on, men are lusty beasts.
Testosterone is the world's most explosive chemical.
Oh, that was nitroglycerin.
No, it's azide.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that
Sorry,
makes
I-
sense.
No, you're right. You're right.
I know I'm right. I know I'm
shit,
right. But
you right.
No.
Oh, my bad.
Scott is an official chemical engineer.
yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Wait, did you hear
Yeah.
that Greg sold out to Big Oil?
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I called him a
Yeah.
little shit for
Greg
it.
is another chemical engineer, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm working at Exxon this summer.
Yeah.
It's in their environmental department." And we were like,
Soy boy. Soy boy.
Technically, I'm
Big
working for
F.
Exxon right
Low
now.
T soy boy,
Yeah.
small dick, small balls, no cum.
What about the mouthfeel though?
What about the mouth?
Come.
The mouth feel.
No,
I don't know if
the
anyone
mouthfeel
wants-
is different.
I don't know if anyone watches ContraPoints
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Mhm. It's fun times.
Great.
Though she got railed in like her most recent
Did
one
she?
about
What?
Which one?
wait, about
Technically, she's
what,
getting railed a lot.
opulence. Yes, but the
Yes.
one about
I haven't
It's
watched
not
the
feel all
Outlands
the
one.
time.
oh, it's the most recent one I think.
I
She
normally
was in like not a mansion, a museum or something, doing most
Oh
of it.
no. Oh
the
no.
bathtub. The bathtub.
Yeah, the bathtub.
I have
yeah.
seen that.
Yeah, no,
Bruh.
because one of the people that she was saying or brought on to say one of the quotes was a turf.
Oh,
So yeah, she's
Wonderful.
like, "Why are you platforming a turf? You're literally trans."
she probably didn't know she was platforming a turf at the time.
Yeah.
I
"We need
will.
to find platforming a turf." Also,
Okay.
what?
Okay.
Turf is a feminist who hates trans people with a passion. And
What?
My man.
Trans exclusionary radical feminist.
Wait,
is
there are
turf.
too many categories. I'm confused.
Okay.
turf
That's
is
a
like
horrible-
yay women, but
that's
if
a
you started as a
horrible
man, you die.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
some-
women are great unless you're like you weren't.
Unless you're
Unless
assigned
feminist
to
you were
is
born
like,
with
what?
male genitals.
Yeah.
And then platforming is
Why
just
is there
like
even a category for
Oh yeah,
that?
guys, I have a hot take real quick, right? So my
Stan turf.
Because there's a lot of hate groups
Okay.
that
Yeah.
people need to.
All right, so this
categorize.
is what I was talking to Mike, right? He's like,
and be friends.
he's
Shut
like,
up.
okay, so he
Chill
agrees
out,
that gender is a
BM.
construct, right?
Also that.
He agrees that gender is a construct, but why are we changing the construct if it's worked so well for so
To
many
include
centuries?
more
Why are we-
people.
No,
It doesn't.
because I don't want to
work.
cook dinner every
There,
night.
there are
and
portions that
make
don't
my
work,
kids
and you want to
sandwiches.
improve it.
Eat my entire cock.
Like-
Kevin.
Because some people just want to, act out how they feel on the inside.
Oh man.
That's the reason.
Yeah. Just
Are we talking
let
about
people
gender
be more
roles or
free.
gender, like male
Oh, God.
female?
Gender
I
is
mean,
like identity
they're,
gender.
They're
I mean,
entwined.
You can say the roles like you can say like whatever, like fine, whatever.
I feel
Hi,
like
I'm a hetero white male talking about it.
Hi, I'm a black African American man.
Hi, I'm black.
black and African American.
Black American. Yeah.
Trans
Wait,
people.
you're not African American though.
I close enough.
Your lineage isn't from Africa.
Oh wait, no, my grandpa is.
Great. All right. So
Close enough.
You're
African
1/8.
America,
No, 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 no,
African American
no, no.
twice removed.
3/5.
No, wait,
Ouch.
no.
Numbers game.
Did folks know how
Oh,
like it's
God.
running
It's okay.
in the group chat?
Like 11.
Oh,
Wait,
God.
who is this? Oh,
Just say until you get here, sweet cheeks, kissy face.
Clap,
wait,
clap.
I kind of want
Clap
to.
them dummy thick cheeks.
Yeah, clap
Dummy
those
thick.
cheeks.
Dummy thick.
Give me that nut. Well, we're gonna end on that one. Thanks, guys.
Dummy.
Well, because
Say dummy
we're
thick
making
cheeks.
sarcastic
Dummy
type
thick
jokes.
I can't.
cheeks.
My throat's too sore.
Ooh woo. What's
No.
this?
Yo, come
Senpai.
over. Whatever.
A
Poppy.
BB, you up?
Stop. Martin says I
want
run.
to
What the fuck?
Want
hear the clap
Want some dick?
of those
I
dummy
run.
Smack
No,
smack.
I actually run.
Water emoji,
Cheeks.
water emoji, eggplant.
Water
Eggplant.
emoji, eggplant, tongue emoji.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
In my D&D group chat, they added a bunch. First off, somebody found a Tumblr that is exclusively done for emojis, but like fucked up and like are super erotic. So one of them is just straight up like a post blowjob cum-filled mouth emoji.
Oh, that's great.
That they put as
Wait,
one of
was
the
that the
accepted
one you
emojis.
sent in our group chat and no one appreciated it?
It might have been.
I did.
might have been. Okay.
No, it was the angry one. It was the one that was like,
I
Have you-
appreciate you.
Have you seen the
yeah.
Have you seen the Adult Swim emoji keyboard?
No, I haven't.
So what they did was they took like the eggplant emoji and they made it like really veiny.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, I used to send those around
You used to
because
send it all the time.
they're fun.
The
They're
daddy
fun.
emoji.
Yeah,
Oh.
but yeah, they did the same thing.
Oh, there's one that's just like in like an emoji in full gimp suit with like the zip mask. And it's like got a lot of hearts around it. Oh, I could pull them up. I've got them.
I feel like it's really funny the difference in emojis between like different generations. Because like my grandma, whenever she texts me like happy birthday or happy insert holiday, she'll send me like flowers and hearts and things. And I'm like, okay, that's like 8 of them. And then you have like the emoji pastas or whatever. I don't know. And then different emojis have different meanings.
Okay. Starting off with the top right, you guys can. One of them is just an ooh woo face with a like a
Ooh, yes.
with like a chin thing, and they just go along.
The thinking emoji.
They just go along like that for a bit.
That's good. That's a good collection.
Yes, I approve.
Take a screenshot and
Oh.
send it to me.
I'm going to.
Wait, that's
Send it
actually
to
really
me,
interesting.
Martin.
I like it.
I'll put it in the show
Wow.
notes, of which we have none because I'm a lazy shit. So
That's okay.
Dead air.
Cut. Point.
Guys.
Cut. Point. Cut. Point.
I statistically 100% of every single time we've said cut point, I haven't cut it there.
Yeah,
There's
every
not
time.
been a single time.
Every time my favorite part is Martin's like, all this is gonna get cut, and then it's not cut because I hear it.
Yeah, because I don't cut anything really.
Yeah.
I don't cut a lot.
We're live, boys.
Uncut, unfiltered.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
This is the real.
It's another
fucking
great
podcast.
dig.
Live.